That's Ryan Singleton, a young aspiring model. His story begins right here in Atlanta, where he was raised by his mom.
Somewhere between the 3rd and 4th grade, he figured out that his initials of his name, RTS, backward was STR, which meant star. So he started then making himself into a star.
In the fall of 2010, Ryan left Atlanta to pursue his dreams of modeling in New York. After success in New York, Ryan and his two friends, Antonio Faison and Jared Davis, set their sights on Hollywood. Their adventure was all caught on camera as they filmed their pursuit of fame for a docuseries called Are We Famous Yet? Once they hit LA, things happened quickly.
We were basically in the inner circle. You know, we were being invited to things that we kind of just saw on television.
Motherfuckers be gay in Hollywood, you never fucking expected. They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited in a motherfucker to be at the mansion party. You be looking at all the goddamn rooms, and you fuck around and look in the wrong room and shit. Nick, come here, come here. Is that?
And we're like, okay, now we're here.
Then Ryan left LA, returned to New York, and suddenly was married. This is a photo of the ceremony. Next to Ryan is Real Housewife of Atlanta star Cynthia Bailey. But that's not who he was marrying.
I found out on social media, Ryan has gotten married to a man twice his age. I don't even know who this is. I don't have a clue as to what's going on.
Ryan married Keith Brewster, but the marriage didn't last, and Ryan returned home to Georgia in the spring of 2013, where things got more mysterious.
He says, tell me the truth. Okay, something bad is going to happen to me, isn't it?
74 days later, his mom received another call, this one from investigators who found Ryan's body.
She said, ma'am, Ryan didn't have any organs. He didn't have any eyes, he didn't have a heart, he didn't have any lungs, he didn't have any liver, and he didn't have any kidneys. I said, what? That sounds like somebody took my son's organs and sold them on the black market.
For the second time in 1 week, new details were released in Kendrick Johnson's death. 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson's body was found inside the old gym at Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia on January 10th, 2013. Lowndes County deputies found Johnson's body rolled inside of a gym mat and later ruled his death an accident.
The Johnson family got to watch their son get ready for school January 10th, 2013, and what's been coined now is that he left, as many students do, wearing a book bag. The next morning, January 11th, he was wheeled out of the gymnasium in a body bag.
Kendrick's parents requested their own autopsy, which came back with different results. Blunt force trauma to the head as the cause of death.
We are here today to bring you an update about Kendrick Johnson. On January 10th, 2013, Kendrick Johnson was brought here to the Valdosta Crime Lab. There's 4 people who had possession of Kendrick's body. They brought his body here to the crime lab at first, from the schoolhouse to here to the crime lab. Orange Transport Service had Kendrick's body next. From Orange Transport Service, he went to GBI Crime Lab, Macon, Georgia. Well, Dry Branch, Georgia. All that's Macon, Georgia. From there, he went from there to Harrington Funeral Home. So that's make 4 people who had possession of Kendrick's body. So we want to know what exactly happened to Kendrick Johnson's organs. We have some pictures here that we want to show you today that Kendrick's body showed different signs of different things. All right, the picture here we want to show you first that right here, that Kendrick Johnson. See the coloration of his body? We want to show you that. And there's, if Kendrick's body was stored properly, why did his body take all these different changes? We have another picture we want to show you today. If Kendrick Johnson was turned upside down, he was found within 19 hours. 19 hours Kendrick turned like that, it's look, he's fried, crispy, and burnt.
It's been more than a year since an Army veteran died in police custody, and his family is still now trying to figure out what actually happened. In April 2018, Everett Palmer Jr. drove to Pennsylvania to clear up an outstanding DUI warrant. 2 days later, his family was told he was dead. They say his body was returned without several organs, including his brain, heart, and throat, leaving them with more questions than answers.
From melanocyte to melanoma. Melanocytes are cells that produce melanin, a brown-black pigment that determines the color of the skin, hair, and eyes in humans, and helps to guard against the damaging effects of the sun. In the skin, melanocytes are positioned at the epidermal-dermal junction, appearing as round cell bodies with long irregular extensions called dendrites. The formation of melanin occurs in the cell body, in an intracytoplasmic membrane-bound organelle called the melanosome. Next, the melanosome is transported by microtubules toward the surface of the melanocyte to a neighboring keratinocyte. Melanosomes are then released into the matrix of the cytoplasm in the keratinocyte and accumulate in the supranuclear region of the cytoplasm, thereby protecting the nuclei of dividing cells from the damaging effects of the sun. Several factors such as heritable predisposition and genetic mutations increase the risk of malignant melanoma. Ultraviolet UV radiation, such as that emitted by the sun, is directly absorbed by DNA and is a major risk factor for all types of skin cancer, including malignant melanoma. When UV radiation is absorbed by a double bond in a thymine base, the double bond opens, allowing the base to react with nearby molecules. If a UV-modified thymine base is adjacent to another thymine base on the same DNA strand, the two molecules can form a thymine dimer as a result of covalent bonding. The reaction most often involves the formation of two new bonds between neighboring bases, yielding a four-membered ring. The structural consequences of a UV-induced reaction include local distortions in the helix and a kinking in the DNA strand. If UV-related damage is not corrected by molecular repair mechanisms, DNA transcription and replication are blocked, and genetic information may be permanently mutated. Genetic mutations in melanocytes are associated with histologic changes along a continuum that may culminate in invasive malignancy. The transition from a normal melanocyte to metastatic melanoma may involve several histologic intermediates, including atypical dysplastic nevus of varying stages of severity, or melanoma in situ, and invasive melanoma. Indeed, melanomas diagnosed and treated during the radial growth phase have been shown to have an excellent prognosis. Currently, there is no cure for late-stage melanoma. As a result, early detection plays a critical role in reducing melanoma morbidity and mortality.
We have an important update on a story we reported Monday. Police in Baldwin, Louisiana released a video showing the moment they say 15-year-old Kawan Charles voluntarily left his home with two unidentified people. Kawan was found dead 4 days later, and the family says it reported he was missing, but the police did not take it seriously. The police, however, are saying that this video shows why an Amber Alert was never issued. Our national correspondent Rika Duncan reports.
Police say video from the day Kawan Charles went missing shows the teenager sitting outside his home on the afternoon of October 30th. A silver car passes in front of him, and Charles appears to run after the vehicle. Several minutes later, the same car returns and pulls into Charles's driveway. According to police, 3 people, including the 15-year-old, then exit the vehicle and head into his backyard. They then return to the car and drive away.
The family's not questioning the veracity of the video. However, our interest is now solely focused on what occurs as soon as that video stops.
Chase Trishelle is a lawyer for the family of Kawan Charles. He says the video supposedly showing the 15-year-old willingly leaving his home with 2 people does little to explain why police never issued an Amber Alert after Charles's parents reported him missing on October 30th. Baldwin Assistant Police Chief Samuel Wise told our local affiliate KLFY there was no evidence supporting Charles was abducted or in any danger to cause an Amber Alert, and that the video now proves that.
They did follow protocol. They did everything by the book.
Charles's family had previously stated that Kawan had left with this woman, Janet Irvin, and her 17-year-old son. Charles's parents say they didn't know either of them, and Kawan left without their consent, which is why they reported him missing. Authorities later found the teen's body in a sugarcane field in Iberia Parish on November 3rd.
Death Street.
On April 25th, 15-year-old Sadaria Davis was last seen leaving her East Garfield Park neighborhood in Chicago. Her friends and family had not heard from her since. Sadly, on May 11th, Davis' body was found 6 blocks away from East Garfield Park, according to the Chicago Sun-Times. Little else was known about the teen's death, but reports on social media said Davis was mutilated and some of her organs were missing. Twitter user @KingPow19973 wrote that Davis' fingers were cut off and some of her body parts were removed. There were also reports that Davis was a friend of Kanika Jenkins, another Chicago teenager whose body was found in a walk-in hotel freezer at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois in September. Jenkins was 19 years old. A vlogger named Chasing Truth claimed Davis' body was possibly missing organs, which has also been reported on social media. In addition, there were multiple people calling for Davis' story to receive more media attention. Autopsy results were inconclusive, according to WGNTV.com. A police spokesman said there were no indications of how Davis died. As can be the case, sometimes social media is more accurate than police investigations. Regardless, even if these are rumors, there needs to be more transparency in this teenager's death and an aggressive investigation. That combination could result in coverage from every news network and outlet. Please spread the word about this story so her family can get justice. Our thoughts go out to everyone affected by this tragedy. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to share this video and let us know what you think. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Your Black World YouTube channel and visit theblackbusinessschool.com today. I'm Christopher Platt reporting. Until next time, R.I.P.
Are black people's organs being stolen for profit? In a 2006 article, USA Today estimated that more than 16,800 families had been represented in lawsuits that claimed that their loved ones' body parts had been stolen for profit over the course of the previous 19 years. The estimate was based on data from federal and local investigators, lawsuits, AMD public organizations, such as medical universities. The lucrative business of illegally harvesting and selling organs and body parts without consent does not appear to have slowed down since then. The World Health Organization estimates that as many as 7,000 kidneys are illegally obtained by TRF pickers every year. Other organs, such as hearts, lungs, and livers, and human tissue, such as bones, tendons, and other body parts, are illegally harvested all over the world for transplant, research, and education. The illegal harvesting of organs and tissue from black men, women, and children who are kidnapped and murdered is not covered widely in the mainstream media and is many times written off as more of a conspiracy theory than fact. However, there are several cases that prove that illegal organ harvesting from black people is happening, not just in other countries, but right here in the United States. In 2008, former dentist Michelle Mastromarino was indicted for stealing more than 1,000 bodies in order to sell body parts and tissue. Mitchell Brown of Marietta, California kept bodies that he was supposed to have cremated and sold them for more than $400,000. These men and others who participate in illegal harvesting and trade of body tissue leave many families without answers about what happened to their family members' organs and/or body parts.